Okay, so I'm gonna answer this genuinely. So I don't have kids, but I feel like if I did and I married somebody from another culture, I would obviously have to learn their culture. If my kid is gonna be, mixed with like Indian, Hispanic, all those other races, I'm going to have to learn their culture and how they do things. I would literally ask my partner, like, oh, what are some like racist experiences you've had? And we can like share our experiences, stuff like that about. So that's what I would do if I had kids. But when it comes to white kids, if somebody handed me like a white baby and they were like, "Oh, this is your baby, take care of it," I feel like I would instantly like know what to do. Like if you're talking about like a white person that has straight hair, I feel like their hair is easy to do. They don't necessarily go through racism. Like what racism do white people go through? Okay, so if anything, you just teach them about like normal bullying. But then with white people, you have to teach them not to be racist. Not to discriminate. There's other people who aren't white. Whatever. That's all that you would teach a white kid, right? But when you have a black kid, and then obviously black people have like thicker hair, coarse hair texture, whatever, whatever, so you have to learn about like hair in general is a whole thing, right? You got to learn the different styles. You got to make sure it's like taken care of and moisturized. The products are expensive, whatever. Then when it comes to racism, you got to teach them like, okay, so people are going to see you like this. Obviously, we should all love each other, whatever, but this is how the world sees you. Then we got the whole police brutality thing, right? And then you got all the other colorisms within the black community, and then when it comes to like culture specifically, you have like different cultures of black people, obviously, like different like Africans, and then you have African American, whatever, whatever. So I feel like in general, if you give a black kid, a black baby to a white person, they're gonna be like, oh dang, like what the hell, now I gotta learn how to do their hair and whatever. And then when the black kid goes through racism, the white person isn't going to understand that. They're not going to be able to relate to it. They can't compare experiences because white people don't go through that. So that's what I'm saying is literally completely different. So when she asked that question, how she was like, oh, do you think that this white woman is going to be able to handle raising black kids? I don't think she meant it in like an offense type of way. I don't think she was jealous saying like, oh no, just marry a black woman so you don't have to explain a lot. I don't think she was like had any ill intent. I feel like she was genuinely checking up on him and making sure that he asked himself these types of questions. And I feel like he didn't ask himself these questions because he's in the pods, right? It's literally all for TV. That's when you know like you're on TV, whatever. So I feel like in the pods, he was trying to be the most perfect guy ever. He was not thinking about like kids and blah blah blah. I don't think he liked her like that for real, right? I feel like he was kind of putting on a show because once you get to the real world and you handed that man his phone, he was on his phone 24/7, and people are saying he's a bit fruity too, right? So he could have been texting a whole nother man. So it's like, me personally, I don't think their relationship would have lasted regardless if he thought about having black kids with her or not. I feel like he genuinely didn't like her once they got to the outside world. I don't think it had anything to do with that specific question about raising black kids.